Check out this incredible Survivor spec Cosmo that came through the auctions this year. This is the car I'm going to be introducing to you on today's video. Then I'm going to be introducing to you 5 other amazing Cosmos I've seen over about 20 years here in Japan. Also, I've got some updates on those. And then finally back to the feature car for an update of where it is now, which part of the world, what's been done to it, the modifications. I wonder if you approve. Yeah, let's go. G'day everyone, Daniel O'Grady here, and the hobby is car spotting. It's an absolute joy to drive around Japan, in the countryside, or wherever the heck I can see old cars because they are genuinely a rare sight here. In this particular case, we're at a car auction in northern Kyushu, so that's another great spot to look for old cars. Alternatively, there are certainly car shows to visit in Japan, but that's the last resort for me because there's not much joy, excitement, or surprise anymore. Well, would you just listen to this gloomy guts in the presence of a genuine unicorn? You'll see it's got those special headlights which came in, I think, about 1979. Oh, it's a 1980 Mazda Cosmo L Limited. The L, I believe, stands for the Landau roof and not the Limited. The Limited bit, I just have limited information on people. I'm just going to guess it's the high-spec one because I've seen inside the car. Looks pretty well spec'd, so we'll leave it at that. I got some really sweet info on this car. For example, the drivetrain 13B, and I'll get to some future mods at the end of the video because the owner's done some stuff. 13B, it's got a 5-speed manual transmission. It's got 74,000 Ks on the clock. And though I've done a poor job of masking the number plate, and in hindsight I probably didn't need to because it now has a different number plate, but anyway, it's a local car to Kyushu. It's got a 2 digits, which tells me that it's probably the original plates for the car, which is exciting, which suggests that it could have been a one-owner car. All of these things make me pretty sort of happy, and the condition of it, well cared for, and high spec. Unicorn territory, people. And before getting into the interior, I have the answer to the question that I always ignore. The question being, anyone know the paint code? Yeah, so a factory color, of course, radiant copper metallic. And who could argue with that? The interior, brown, lush and veloury. Amazing. How good is 1970s brown, especially this 1980 version of it? It's just incredible. Yeah. But I do regret not getting into the driver's seat to check out the dash and all of its little accessories. It looked super high spec, and I guess after the failure of the Mazda Road Pacer, same engine as this car by the way, I guess Mazda went, we need something top-notch, veloury, brown accessories, all up the wazoo, and this was the car. And in the back of the Landau, such a square C-pillar when compared to the liftback, which we're going to get to a bit later. And opera window, how classy. Powered, of course. And once again, that alluring velour. Yeah, I'm liking this car, people. And maybe a controversial opinion, but the rear quarter. I'm thinking I like the Landau roof over the liftback, which I'm pretty sure is the more popular one. Anyway, what say you? Drop a comment. Landau or liftback body style, and we're going to check out those 5 cars now, and I'm kicking myself because that's way more editing than I want to do on a rainy Saturday afternoon. As said, we'll be getting back to the significant updates on the feature car, but let's knock out these 5 also seen Cosmos, starting with number 1, 1977 Mazda Cosmo L. First seen in 2026, looking mainly stock now, but I'm happy to say it's still getting around. And number 2, a Mazda Cosmo 1800, yeah, 4-cylinder car, perhaps not a Cosmo in overseas markets, I don't want to get bogged down in names and stuff, but significant to WasabiCars because this was the 400th video. Yeah, WasabiCars video. Did see it a couple years back, it's looking rustier, still there though. Car number 3, which I've titled Boso Cosmo. First seen in 2014 in Oita Prefecture. Next, last seen in 2017. Massive changes. I think he's changing the wheels to get some clearance so we can get it back to Kyoto. Only a 720 kilometer drive away. Cosmo number 4, another L, and I think I'm featuring this one because of the surrounding Mazdas, it was just breathtaking. Sort of like Mazda Museum quality cars, but rusty as heck. Anyway, just incredible. First seen in 2018, then just 2 months ago. Sitting there just the same, but rustier. And finally, Mr. Eggplant, a car I've seen with a couple different number plates and listed for sale online as well. It's a car I'd love to do a feature video on, but I've got to get hold of the owner, get some information about it. But having said all that, the car seems unchanged from when I first saw it to now. So it's, I guess it's a good formula. Everyone's happy with it. You know, that just struck me as a little odd because people love to tweak, do they not? And speaking of tweakers, the current owner, and I'm going to jet through these, aftermarket wheels, he's gone through a couple, Watts SSR Mark 1s earlier, 8J front, 8.5J on the rear, fender mounted side mirrors are gone, they're now door mounted, he's got a one-off stainless muffler. He's also worked on making a custom chin spoiler, but I've never seen it on the vehicle. Lowered suspension, of course, Weber downdraft carburetor in the interior, Momo Sport steering wheel, snap-on driver handle gear shift knob, a suite of gauges added below the glove compartment. The dude is a certified tweaker. And so I ask you again to drop a comment. I can't always get to answering them because of the workload, but I do love reading them, I swear. And if you haven't subscribed and you sort of like what I'm doing here, get on that subscribe button. Boom. That was an awkward boom. See yous in a future Saturday. Maybe next week. Goodbye.